Hey guys, my name's Jesse Scott, aka Summer Channel, and I'm here to show you some of the patches that I've created for Robotica, which is a library that caters to music and sound design for film, but specifically for the sci-fi and tech genres. Now that being said, it's not just for film. If you're creating any kind of electronic music or maybe even experimental music and you're looking for something new, then this library might be for you. One of the things that Michael, aka MIDIhead, and I wanted to do with this library was to go beyond the stock samples that Spectrasonics provides. Now, it's not to say that the samples that they provide aren't amazing, but we wanted to create our own source material so that we can make patches that would be different from everyone else's. So we sampled synths, analog synths, guitars, vocoders, and a bunch of other odds and ends like my dog barking, which I turned into something cool, so that we could do something a little bit different. So let me show you some of the source material here. Alright, so let's check out some of this Robotica source material. I've handpicked a few of these so that you can hear what they sound like out of the group. It's a cool little tweaky guitar sound there. Now, one thing that I want to point out here, especially in regards to the patches that I created, was that I wasn't necessarily focused on creating playable patches. Now, what do I mean by playable patches? Well, most people may approach Omnisphere in a contemporary way, using it for things like strings, pads, pianos, etc. Things that you can play easily up and down a keyboard. My whole approach with this library was to use Omnisphere as a sound design engine. And what that means is I was more concerned with figuring out how to make really compelling sounds that might not necessarily translate to a keyboard or an 88-note keyboard. So let me show you Planet 9 here and I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so I'm just going to play this sound, Planet K9. I made this out of my dog barking. I could do some really cool stuff with time stretching and Omnisphere's sound engine. So I'm just holding down a couple of keys here in the lower ranges. Here you go. Let's check it out. Move the mod wheel around a little bit. So for a lot of my patches, there are sweet spots. And that means that instead of a sound being playable up and down a keyboard, some of my sounds are most effective in a specific range, like the last sound that I played you. Now this is because I designed a lot of these patches for a specific use. Now that's not to say that you can't use these sounds in new and unusual ways that I hadn't thought of, but you can at least start by reading some of the notes for each of the patches and get a sense of what I was going for, so that you're not confused as to why a patch sounds weird in ranges that you might be trying it in. And make sure to read the notes on every patch because I do give you some insight on how to use them effectively. So let me show you a sound called It Does Exist, and I'll show you what I mean. And this is what I mean by sweet spots. I'm actually playing this on a middle C here. Around middle C, it's where it's most effective, and I'll show you how it sounds in some of the other ranges. But here, check this out. So those are all pretty much around middle C. Let me show you what I mean by sweet spots. Like if I play this in the upper range, like a couple of octaves up, it actually doesn't really sound that good. Sounds kind of weird. So you kind of want to stick to some of these ranges unless you're going to do something creative on your own and sort of think outside the box. But there are definitely some specific ranges that these patches are meant to be played in. So just read the notes. Make sure to read the notes on each of these patches, and you can read those right there. I'm just going to go through a bunch more of these patches so that you can hear what they sound like. So check these out. Just going to move the mod wheel a little bit here. check out Something Wicked. This is a really great pad. It's like kind of a menacing, like the mothership is here kind of a sound. Check out Cyborg Duck. And all of these are mod wheel controllable. The mod wheel does something on each of these patches. You just have to experiment. And also, remember, read the notes. Then it does explain what the mod wheel does on a lot of these patches. In fact, all of these patches. So let's check out Droid Chatter. This is good if you want to get... you need something for a film where you need some robots to talk to each other. I'm just playing keys up and down the keyboard here, just randomly. Got this other one that's pretty gnarly. It's kind of like a robot, weird robot cyborg talking kind of a thing. This one's one of my favorites, kind of just an effecty sound here. And this one's mod wheel controllable, but check this out. This is what happens when I play it when I move the mod wheel around. Pretty cool sound. Let's try Sad Robot. That's a neat one. Nothing Left But Ashes is pretty cool too. Moving around the mod wheel there. The Pleiadians are talking. Alright guys, that's it for me. Thank you for watching this video, and be sure to pick up a copy of Robotica from Ilio. And of course, I'd love to hear how some of you are using Robotica in your own productions. You can send all that stuff to jscottg@liberizingmusic.com. Hope to hear from you soon, and have a great day. Bye-bye.